As we continue the career of Joe Kingman, a 5-star quarterback out of high school, now at TCU, he's had a little bit of a bumpy road, up and down with this defense not performing well. They've dropped a couple of games early on, but we're looking to take down some Big 12 opponents and lead him to a national championship and a Big 12 championship as we look to take on the Sooners. Trailing 7-0, Kingman, we look downfield deep, we find our target. It is Blair Conwright for 48 yards, but unfortunately, OU bounces back. They take a big lead, but we find Conwright again to make it a single possession game. Third quarter, 2nd and 5, evading pressure up the middle. Kingman does it with his legs and puts us on top. OU's offense continues to deliver as we cut into the 10-point deficit with the Quincy Brown touchdown, now trailing by 3. Under a minute 15 remaining, sliding, evading the sack and the pressure. Now with a 1st and 10, we put the ball on the field. It is picked up by our offensive lineman to keep this game alive. 4th and 6, our last chance, but it is deflected by Deshaun White, and the Sooners survive here on their home field. So starting in our first 5 games, we're 0-2 in conference play, but we get a quick early start here against Kansas, now picking up after an injury. We pick up in the 4th quarter, trailing by 3, as we've had very little impact on this game because of the ankle injury continuing to rear its ugly head. But we put pressure on the leg, we get some movement, we find our way here as we find Johnston with a huge catch, 22 yards to give us the lead here late in the game, and then we capitalize a 0-yard run on the speed option, and that makes it a huge win here. We bounce back, coming back from an ankle injury to get our first Big 12 win, now looking to take down the Cowboys here on the road. We find Tay Barber, one of our top targets downfield across midfield, and before the end of the quarter, there he is again, 25 yards for a TCU touchdown. 7-all here, 2nd and 10 in the 2nd quarter. We roll out right. We find yet again Tay Barber, another touchdown. But at the end of the 3rd, we're trailing 35-27. But Kingman makes it a game. We're down 10, but an intercepted. It's underthrown, picked off by Williams. The 4th takeaway from this defense on the day, as Spencer Sanders was too much. And now we look to rebound here, still ranked against the Longhorns as we take an early lead, 8 yards out to Tay Barber. But the Longhorns respond with 21 unanswered, and here a pick from the linebacker Overshown. What a beautiful play, the first takeaway of the day, but we're able to respond. We find Davis breaks a tackle into the end zone and make it a 2-score game. 28-13, 4th quarter, we're rolling in here. We find Banks, he gets decked, but he hangs on to the ball, now trailing by 9. A minute 30 remaining, there is Tay Barber to 19-yard reception. With 30 seconds remaining, over the middle, there's Conwright, 19 yards, and we would take it into the end zone with our legs to make it a 3-point game. So we would need the onside kick to force potentially a field goal, but it is picked up by the Longhorns as they survive here on our home field. We drop another Big 12 contest. So looking to rebound, taking on West Virginia, a 5-3 team. We're looking to pick up our 5th win. We find Quincy Brown for 37 yards. Very next play, Kingman looking deep, and there is Brown. He capitalizes and finishes off the drive with a 34-yard touchdown. And on the read option, we show the speed as we read and pull 4 yards out, a rushing touchdown. Up 17-7. Kingman here, a face mask personal foul puts us right at the 5, and on our 1st and goal, we do it again with our legs, our 2nd rushing touchdown of the game. So up 10, 3rd and 5. This is the nail in the coffin for West Virginia. 30 yards to Darius Davis as we prevail here with a 4-touchdown game on our home field. So we're here now taking on the Cyclones of Iowa State, a ranked team. We get it started with Conwright, 8 yards out. We take the lead, but from there on, it was pretty much all Iowa State. The pressure way too much for us as our offensive line has been a weak point on the season. We've taken so many sacks, but right here we're able to find a deep ball. We find a target over the middle, splitting the defense for Quincy Brown. But after this play, again, the pressure up way too much up front. 42-14 is your final. Iowa State rolls as we look to rebound against Kansas State and the Wildcats. But again, coming back from a huge deficit is kind of the name of the game. We're trailing 21-0 now with a 1st and goal. We make it 4th and goal, and it is intercepted. A poor pass there from us, but we're able to capitalize with a touchdown next drive, trailing by 21, make it 14 as Tay Barber into the end zone. We'll make it a 28-14 game at the half. 3rd quarter, trailing 31-14. Kingman with a beautiful touchdown run, but it would be called back on a clipping call. So Kingman later in the game with a touchdown. 4th quarter, down 10, on the ground, down at the 3. We score a touchdown with our running back, and we would go for the onside kick, which we would recover and give us an opportunity to come back and win this game. But on a 3rd and 9 incomplete, the game right here, we have to complete a pass. We're hit and we're not able to get it as Kansas State survives a big win here as we finish off the regular season against number 10 Baylor. Looking at the awards, we are 4th in the race for the Maxwell, and this is a must-win game. We're 5-6 heading into this one. A win would make the TCU squad bowl eligible. If we do not make a bowl game, Kingman, we've already stated that we would be looking to play college football elsewhere in the country, somewhere where we can have a chance to win. And right here, Kingman showing you what it takes to win with a nice 13-yard run for a touchdown. 3rd and 4, second quarter. There is Tay Barber breaking a tackle into the end zone, 9 yards out, 14-0. And we take a 17-0 lead into the locker room. And now here's Johnston with a nice play. And on this play, a historic moment for our quarterback Kingman, as he is now the all-time record for passing yards in a season here at TCU. But Baylor would come all the way back to take a lead 21-20. And here on a strip sack fumble, they pick it up, the second takeaway of the game on our TCU offense. So trailing by 8. 1 minute remaining in the fourth quarter. There's Johnson with a nice completion, 1st down and 10. 45 seconds, needing to get something downfield, but nothing comes open for us. We take a sack, 2nd and 17, ball batted up into the air as he launches like Superman, and with a 3rd and 17, needing to cut this down to make it a 4th and reasonable, a pass is underthrown and incomplete. So the last play, last chance to make us a hero, it is intercepted by Baylor's Milton, as Baylor will move on to a 10-win season, and we would drop to 5-7 and look to transfer to either Michigan or we'll head to Florida State or potentially the Aggie land for Texas A&M. Somewhere we'll have a chance to win a college football national championship.